Good evening, friends, followers and channel members. Happy Thursday. Hope you're all doing very well. I thought we'd do something a little bit different tonight and just have a little bit of fun. I have forgotten just how much I love this little aircraft because, well, it's essentially a propelled Airbus, isn't it? Lots of little quirks and obviously lots of things that are different. No auto thrust, for example. And I've not flown this for a while, and I did have fun when this first came out, so I thought, you know what, it's perhaps time to revisit it. Now, can I fly this aircraft properly? No. Will I need help from you guys? More than likely. So if you're familiar with this aircraft, then definitely stick around. One of the reasons why we are not on VATSIM tonight either, because I need to get much more proficient with this aircraft until we attempt to do things like VATSIM flying. So anyway, good flipping heck, what was that? That was big. Anyone else see that shadow that just flew over us? So we're not on VATSIM. All the traffic you're seeing is live real-world traffic provided by FSLTL, based on Flight Radar 24. So yeah, good to have a little bit of different traffic as well. Of course, reliant upon the default ATC systems, which might not be entirely correct, but there we are. We might just have to fly through a few aircraft tonight. So welcome, guys. Just seeing you guys coming on board. Good evening, Tom, Rex. We're flying into your home city airport. Excellent. Hey, J Hog, Nolex, Andre, DC Gert, Christian, Ace Airstream, Elliot. Sadly not able to stick with us tonight, Elliot. No worries, mate. I'll come back and check this another time. Wally, good evening. Hey, Chris Morgans, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Dan, Nolex 2411. Good evening. Flight 71001. Brian, 02411. And Captain HMW, good evening, and a shout out as well to our Twitch viewers. Good evening, guys. Hope you're all doing well. So, operational flight plan, as always, pinned into the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, here it is. Of course, this is not going to be sort of a real ops tonight, so there's plenty of things that we're going to sort of skip over, and not going to be doing like the massive briefings that we do when we're doing a real ops flight. It is not a real ops flight. It's kind of like a reintroduction back to this aircraft flight and see how we can get on with it. So yeah, basically we're off to Cardiff. Some fantastic freeway scenery from Cardiff. So looking forward to seeing that a little bit later. Alternate tonight is Birmingham. And what we got? I don't know what to say. Let's have a look. Takeoff weight is just over 20.5 tons. The maximum for this aircraft 23. Landing weight is going to be 19. So all those weights are fine. We'll have a look and see. Plug fuel 2.2 tons. What's that? I can't even start the episode with that amount of fuel. So the flight plan, yeah, there it is. Weather's beautiful tonight as well, which is a real plus point. Obviously it's getting dark, but that's no issue. Let's have a look at the current weather at Cardiff. Winds 250 at 3, no clouds detected, and it's variable. Looks like it's going to be a gorgeous evening. Not bothered about any no times. Let's have a look at the weather. See what's happening. There's our flight route. Looks like we're flying against the jet stream, which is normal when we're flying westbound. But no weather on there either, so that's fine. And there's our alternates as well. We've got Birmingham, Bristol. I think that's Southampton or Bournemouth. I think it's Southampton, and Gatwick. So yeah. Knowledge, you kind of tempted to fly the ATR, especially after you found a fly EVA on. Oh, have you? Oh, no, okay, fair enough. Hey, good evening, Kevin. Hey, Jimbo. Good to see you guys. Hey, JD Mackham. Good to see you on board, mate. Right. Well, we'll best see if we can get this thing set up. Let's get in. Just before I do, let me show you this. It's gorgeous Eastern Airways livery. It's not their standard livery. It's kind of a special one that they have, and it is like this in real life as well. So yeah, there it is with a little green tail. I don't know what that's meant to signify. I'm sure it's meant to signify something. But yeah, that aircraft, Golf Charlie Mike Echo India, does indeed have that tail. Oh, look at that lovely Airbus over there. I know how to fly that one. Don't have to fly this one. So let's get in and see how we get on, shall we? Right, it's cold and dark as well, which that's even worse. I could cheat and just set it up here, but there you are. Legend Dark Furies here says it's a horrible aircraft to paint. Is it a horrible aircraft to paint, Dark? I honestly wouldn't know. Right, so before we power this thing up, let's just kind of do the normal things that we look at. I want to make sure that the wipers are off, our ghost locks sort of on, the thrust levers, they're not thrust levers, the power levers, spoilers, flaps, landing gear, all the kind of usual stuff before we get any power added to that. The fuel shut off is indeed off, and the prop brake is it will be on and guarded. We need to get some power to the aircraft, I think, though, before we do that. All right, let's set her up, and then once we've got some power on it, we shall add the I was going to say, well, add the passengers. A bit like adding the fuel, add the passengers, and see if we can get us safely to Cardiff, then, shall we? So, I believe that needs to be pushed in to begin with. Yeah, there we go. It was anyway. Let's turn the battery on. I've got to remember where all these things are as well. So, battery is on, and then have we got any external power? We've not. Let's get a ground power unit there. There we are. Here comes some of the screens, and external power is available, so we now turn that on. Right, so once that's done, we extinguish all the white lights with the exception of the probe heat and the fuel pump. So we leave those off for a second. Get that on. Obviously, the generator's not on at the moment as the engines aren't running. Then we'll leave the probe heats off for the time being. Turn those on. And oxygen on as well. Okay, get the nav lights on as well. And let's do the fuel pump test. So we want to turn those on, and then I can't remember how to do this. I'll just get rid of the yoke. So if we go to the systems page, next one. Yeah, we just want to check that turns cyan, so turn that off, turn that one on. That's cyan, that's fine. Let's turn that back off, close the crossfeed valve. That's all done. Spoilers, they should be off, shouldn't they? Spoilers shouldn't be up, as far as I'm aware. That's interesting. Why have we got one up and one not? Is that showing outside as well? Can't see anything. Oh well. We'll see how we get on with that. Landing gear's fine. The engine 1 fire test. So there's 3 tests. There's a squib test to do, there's the fire test to do, and then there's the fault test to do as well. CRV test, which is up here. I think I'm going to press the erase button after this flight. Check the compartment temperatures. Oh, that's quite warm. I'm going to turn those down. We've got no bleed air or anything like that at the moment, though. Engine 2 test, so we'll do that one as well. And up there. And down there. That's fine. Right, the ATPCS test, which is this little fella down here. So we want to turn it there. Check that we get that armed, and then we want to turn it again, and we should get the engine failures. There we are. The engine 1 flame out. There we are. And do it to engine 2 as well. Now, all of these tests, I would imagine, are kind of first flight of the day kind of tests. Probably don't need to do them late at night when the aircraft's been flying all day. There we are. That's done. Okay, and then we've got the ice test to do, which is this button here. And then the APM as well. There we go, all the faults coming out, and there's the illuminated fault light. Wonderful. Right, I think we're ready to set up the box. Now, this is probably the bit that I'm probably most happy with in this aircraft because it's very Airbusy, isn't it? Let's... so, FMS... In fact, just before we do that, if I just go to the communications page, or is it the nav page we want? Ah, right. So, transponder... TCAS, yeah. So TCAS should be sort of standby at the moment. We don't want that turned on. Transponder is on standby. That's fine. Okay, let's come down to the box then and see. Updated AirX cycle has been done today as well. So I'm not quite sure why it's saying August 2014. So in it. Position in it. We want the GPS position, and do we execute that or just confirm it? I presume that's done. That's fine. Right, once we've done that, then we'll do the flight plan in it. So pop the route in, flying from Paris Orly today. So Lima Fox, Papa Oscar to Echo Golf Fox Fox. Not an airport I normally fly to. Oh, I popped it in the wrong box. Let's try again. I don't like this layout though. It's how many letters wide is it? Instead of it being sort of 5 letters wide, it's 7 letters wide. It throws me a bit. Echo Golf Fox Fox. I think we've put that in, but there's sometimes a bit of a delay. There it is. Flight ID tonight then. What's our flight ID? Easy 46. It's still easy. I'd not even noticed that. Easy 46 Alpha Fox. Easy E46 Alpha Fox. And execute. Okay, right, let's fill this out very Airbus. So we're going to be departing off runway 7, is it? Runway 7 and landing runway 30. So, runway 7, the departure is LGL 1 Echo. There it is. Execute that, and then at the other end. So ILS, ooh, which ILS is it? I don't know Cardiff at all, so we're gonna have to look at the arrivals. So we're gonna come in on the Dorley arrival, which takes us to Exmoor, and then what have we got? Oh, it's just the Zulu arrival. There is only one. So ILS 12, isn't it? No. 30. Well, I've only got one in the box, and that's the Zulu arrival. I haven't got any charts for the others, so that one it is. And coming in on the Dollar 1 Charlie arrival. Pop that in. We pop in no veers because otherwise we'll just end up flying a full procedure, won't we? Right, so that's done. Let's fill in the rest of the route then. So from LGL, we're taking the UN Airway and Apollo, BHD, Dorley, and Dorley 1 Charlie. Okay, so. After that, we're taking an airway. Let's see if we can find it. 491. That's it. To Upalo. And execute that. Then after Upalo, we go direct to the Bravo Hotel Delta, after Bravo Hotel Delta, it's direct to Gourley, and then we're on the arrival. So let's clear that up. Execute that. That's it. Nice short flight plan. That's all done. Hey, Wolf. Good evening to you, mate, on Twitch. All right. So flight plan is done. Secondary flight plan then. Do we need to bother with secondary flight plan? Basically, the secondary flight plan is the same thing as you just put in the engine out procedure, which it could potentially be the same for this as it would be the Airbus. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to presume we're not going to have an engine out tonight. That's my plan anyway. Okay, so we'll leave the secondary flight plan. Right, let's go back to our performance. And transition altitude here is, it's only going to be about 5,000 feet, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah, there we go, 5,000 feet. So takeoff transition altitude is 5,000 feet. I'll fill that in. And perf in it. So cruising altitude today is flight level 200. There we are. The alternate is Birmingham. If we were going to cruise to Birmingham from Cardiff, we're not going to get very high, so I would imagine maybe 10,000 feet would do. So Echo Golf, Bravo Bravo, and 10,000 feet. There we are. Okay, so cruise altitude is done. Alternate cruise altitude is done. Now have a look at the weight. So we're going to get this off our operational flight plan. So we've got our zero fuel weight. We've got our fuel. So fuel there is 2184, 2.2. Let's take 2.5. We'll just take a little bit extra. So if we go with our zero fuel weight of 18.6, and the fuel on board, we're going to ask the refuelers to pop in 2.5 tons. I can't even remember how to refuel this aircraft. There we go. And the reserve, the final reserve is actually 268, so let's get in there. Christian, good evening. So do you remember when you were spying on me earlier? Well, now you know why. Okay, so that's all done. How do you refuel this thing? I honestly can't remember. It's not the maintenance, is it? No. Aircraft? No. Performance. Do you fill it? You don't fill it through the weights and balance screen, or do you? Do you fill it through the weights and balance screen? I actually can't remember if it's done through that or whether it's done through the box. Anyway, we've done that. Let's have a look at the winds. So the average wind at Cardiff then, I think, is, where's it gone? 250 at 3. And it wants Birmingham as well. Oh, that's variable. Oh well, let's go 300 at 2 for Birmingham. Okay, so so that's all done. We've got that set up. I think all the performance is done then. Takeoff, cruise, approach, and takeoff. So transition altitude is 5,000 feet. We've got the V speeds then. They should now be given to us here. So takeoff data 109, 109, 113. 109, 109, 113. James and Ace just confirming. So we need to do the fuel through the weights and balance screen. Right, okay. Well, let me do that then. Up here. Is that because this aircraft is good for Xbox, isn't it? So you can use it. Fair enough. Right. So how much fuel did I want? I wanted to... Oh, actually, that's not a million miles off, look. Right, okay. That's fine. Do we also need to load the... do we also need to load our payload via this menu as well? I'm guessing we do. So our payload today was what? It was about 5.6 tons. So let's just reduce that down. There we go. That will do. Hey Jacob, has any of my settings changed? No, they've not. And by the way, mods, I can see you guys doing a great job today. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate that. Right, so that's all done. Let's leave that for now. That's been transferred across. Oh, I think that banhammer's coming out, guys, isn't it? Yeah. Swing it with pride, gentlemen. I'm going to continue setting up the aircraft. So the yeah, takeoff is all done. Cruise is set. We'll have a look at the approach a little bit later on. All right, so I think we've got all the box set up. Right, so we shall start letting passengers on then, guys, shall we? So we'll request boarding. We'll tell the cabin crew that we're ready to start boarding as well.
Cabin crew, we're all happy with the happenings that are up here, so you can now open the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you.
Sure, no problem.
Passengers bus is coming.
Right, let's see. Looks like we've got the flight route all sorted on the box as well. We can see that on the navigation display, and I actually prefer to see it on... is it the nav display just there, isn't it? Is it there? No, hang on. It's down here. Navigation display. There. There we go. So once we've got people on, now what I have just remembered is self-loading cargo doesn't actually like this aircraft, does it? It doesn't realise that the doors are indeed open. I can't open them anymore. I'm pretty certain all the doors are open. So yeah, all the doors are wide open. Self-loading cargo doesn't like it. Not entirely why, sadly. But if anyone's been able to get self-loading cargo to work with this aircraft, then please do let me know. Okay, so that's done. Let's just check all the lights around. So we've got the nav lights on. That's fine. No devices. Seatbelt signs. Let's harm that as well. That should have already been done. It's going to start getting dark later. If you got the dome light on, can't actually see that. Oh, and we need to get the prop brake on as well, don't we? Can't do that from this angle. There we are. That's done. Alright, I need the weather. How do we get the weather in this aircraft? Or do I just have to use my my phone? I should be just listening to the 80s, shouldn't we? But never mind. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to press B so that we get the correct altimeter set. And I think once everyone's on, we're going to be pretty much ready to go. So I am going to get engine number 2 started. Then we can get rid of the ground power unit, can't we? So let's see if we can do that successfully. We're going to need that on, the prop brake is on, and just check fuel shutoff is on. Yeah. So let's start engine number 2. We turn that to start, and then press the start button. What if they start feathering up and then we move the feather lever to auto? Jim, do I plan on using GSX for pushback? If it will work, yes. Ace, I forgot about that. You put the they tend to put the wing light on, don't they? Just to let the ground crew know that that engine is about to start. Right. So now we just need to move that up to. Is it to? Do we pop that to feather or do we put it to auto? It's to feather, I think, isn't it? I think it's to feather. Someone let me know. All right, and we just want to check that that engine isn't spinning. No, good. Kevin, you may have problems in the cruise if you've pressed B. The internal altimeter does get stuck. They don't change with the ones on the primary flight display. You may have to press B again at altitude. You'll have to remind me of that, Kevin, because I'm very likely to forget that. Okay, so I think now that's done. We can probably get rid of the external power and remove the GPU, can't we? So hope this works. External power can come off. And DC generator is sorting that out. Perfect. So ground power unit can go away. So the parking brakes are on, so that's all okay. Kevin, you remind me if you remember yourself. Fair enough. Nox, does the ATR have its own Navigraph Air or does it use Microsoft Flight Simulator one? I think it uses the Microsoft Flight Simulator one, but I'm very confused about the data page because it tells me it's got a it's got information from 2014, which I've updated my Eric title today in the simulator, so it shouldn't be anywhere near that old. Alright, so if everybody's on board, then seatbelt signs, we'll get those on. They're already on. Where's the lights in this thing? It's gonna get dark quickly, isn't it? Have we got lights in this aircraft? Well, that might be about it. There must be a light somewhere that I can use to turn the brightness up on the overhead panel. I'll let you guys down with that later. Let's see if we get out of here before it gets dark, and then we'll be all right. Okay, so let's set the takeoff data. So our V2 is 113. So I'm going to target our speed of V2 plus 10. So that's 123, isn't it? Let's set that. Why can't I set that any lower than 135? That's interesting. Okay, fair enough. Left behind the glare shield, behind the microphone. Oh, is it all the way down here? Captain reading. Ah, that's a bit better. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Thank you very much. Yeah, why won't the target speed drop below 135? Fair enough. If that's where it is, we'll leave it at 135. Okay. So that's fine. What is our? Let's just pop that back onto nav. Navigation display. There we go. So that's fine. Our initial departure track is 073, so I'm just going to pop the heading round to 073. Hey, Ascot 252, turn off the auto speed brakes select on the left. Gives a bit more information with that. I'll do that. In fact, I might just be able to do it by pressing a button. Hold on. How do you know that's on? Oh, is that this? Oh, hang on. No, that's now on auto, and I wanted it manual. Wanted the low speed so we climb out a bit quicker. Yeah, still lowest it's going to go is 135. Oh. Oh well, never mind. Radio frequencies, don't need those tonight. Set the trim. Can we do that? We've not got any hydraulic power. Can we set the trim? Mind you, it's not a fly-by-wire aircraft, is it? So, presumably, we can set the trim. I am going to cheat. If we go to our payload, we can set that there. So that's now that should now be set. So we've got the trim set, transponder, don't need to worry about that. And gusset lock is on. We leave that until we actually move off, I think. Alright, let's close all the doors then. And oh, I best not close the doors. Some guy's just arrived with the passenger's luggage. Should probably let him finish with that. Swedish Sky Flies, you were at an airport yesterday in the sim and you saw a Cessna circling the airfield, spawned by FSLTL. You looked at Flight Radar 24, sure enough it was there. I have struggled to find any general aviation aircraft. I know that they do it, but yeah, I've struggled to find any general aviation aircraft. So, yeah, that's really cool that you have seen that. Ace, the trim should be set during the taxi before takeoff. I mean, that's the Airbus way, isn't it? You wait till you push back and then you set it, but... Alright. Well, I can't start the engine because I'm waiting for this guy. So far, can anyone, just while I'm waiting for this guy, can anyone think of anything that I've missed? I know I've got a checklist down here I could use, but I'm just going to ignore that. Obviously, we've got Airbleed 1 off. That's fine at the minute because we've only got power to engine number 2. I've turned those down though because I'm very warm in the cabin. 25 degrees. So yeah, if anyone can think of anything that I haven't done yet, then shout up. Jim, you don't think GSX will work? Is that speaking from experience, Jim? Got some great wing views on this this aircraft. Oh, look at that! That looks gorgeous, doesn't it? I like that. We've got this engine up and running, so obviously you can see there's a bit of a heat blur from that engine. Chris says GSX does work though, even with it in hotel mode. We'll, I guess we'll find out together. If not, I've got my trusty pushback helper, so he'll be there. How long is this guy going to take? Come on. Just have a look around. Can we shut all the other doors? Yeah, everything else is done, hasn't it? A says GSX works great with the ATR if if the profiles are installed correctly for both the aircraft and the airport. Fingers crossed then, because I have got GSX profile for well, I've got it for the ATR. Not sure about this airport, to be honest with you. Ah, excellent. He's gone. Right, let's close the doors. Right, doors closed, the equipment's all clear, the chocks have been removed, so we'd sort of request pushback and start clearance now then, wouldn't we? So let's start both engines then. So the beacon light is already on. So we can turn off the battery. No, we can't. We don't turn off the batteries, do we? So external power is off, disconnected. Beacon light is on. Fuel pumps, make sure both those are on. There we go. So pop brake can be removed in a moment, and we'll get the engine started. Let's see if GSX is going to push us back. Oh, it might not do. It's having a bit of a moment, look. Alright, well, never mind. Like I said, we've got pushback helper, which we can utilise. Has this got its own pushback in the EFB or anything like that? Alright, tug is apparently connected. And we'll release the parking brake. Hopefully that is released. Does my thrustmaster thing work with this? I can't see. Where is the parking brake? Parking brake is currently on. Parking brake is now off. You can use reverse power, can't you? Yeah, reverse thrust, reverse power, whatever you want to call it, to sort of taxi back in. This is that an approved thing? You can't do that with jet engines. Reverse thrust just to taxi back. That's that's not allowed. Might be with this aircraft. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see if we can head back then. Right, back we go. So let's remove the prop brake. And hopefully, I knew that was spinning already just as I did that because I saw a reflection. I saw the shadow change. That was really neat. Okay, I just need to concentrate on this pushback because I'll have to do this manually. Chris, they use it all the time in midair. Fair enough. Fair enough. Chancellor, yeah, I might start the Colty. Might do that in flight. Hey Vihan Dave, how you doing, mate? Switch guy, light up the overhead with the panel on the knobs and the lower right on the overhead. I will have a look at that in a moment. This isn't the best pushback in the world. Stop. Can we go forward a bit, please? AP84, what speed are you climbing out at? I want to climb out at V2 plus 10, however, I couldn't actually select that. And stop. Okay, I'll put the parking brake back on. Don't know why my thrustmaster parking brake isn't working. Alright, well, set that there like that. Disconnect the tug. Away they go. Alright, let's get engine number 1 started. That should be guarded, shouldn't it? So, start A and B and starting engine 1. Oh, why is engine 1 not want to start? Pumps are running. Okay, stop that. Let's try again in a moment. So, fuel shut off. Do we need to have it? Because we need fuel shut off, don't we, for the prop brake to work? Do we need that to be at feather for number 2? Sorry, for number 1. Let me try that. So we've got that back to feather. Let's try it again. FS Realistic is having a right good old time trying to get this thing started, isn't it? Okay, let's try that again. No, there we go. It just needed some fuel, obviously. Okay, so both of those then are at feather at the moment. Now, what about this hydraulic power? Hydraulic blue low pressure, hydraulic green low pressure. So, what's going on there then, guys? Why haven't we got any hydraulic power? AP84, I need to unfeather for hydraulics. So, what, does that need to be set to auto? Right, hang on then. Okay, so they're now set to auto. Does that make a difference? There we are. Right, let's get those back on. White lights extinguished. I'm happy now. I've got nothing flat. I've got nothing. Nothing illuminated. AP84, take 1 to auto, not 2. You have the prop brake engaged. No, we don't. Prop brake came off ages ago. We've got both engines should be spinning now. Yeah. There. And there. We took that off as we were pushing back. Okay, so I think that's all done. Now, what are the flaps for this thing? Is it 15 for departure? That's done. Let me just reset that trim again, which I'm going to cheat and set on here. There we are. And where's my TO config button? That there. What's not set? Is that the parking brake? I can't actually read what that is. What's not right? What doesn't it like? I can't see. So, oh, is it a gust lock? Is that why it doesn't like it? So, oh, that's fine. In that case, I'm not going to be too concerned. Can we lower the speed now? Yes, I can. I can lower the speed now. That's interesting. Why couldn't you do that before? So, 1, 2, 3 is what I wanted. There we are. Alright, I think we're good to taxi then. Let's just see where we're taxiing. So we are parked at the November stand, so we're just going to go straight out. So yeah, straight out and then a little right and then a full length departure. Okay guys, let's see if we can go, shall we? And we're off. This thing rolls, doesn't it? Just rolls and rolls. I have to use the toe brakes to slow us down here. Okay, so we on departure then. We want the heading. We want actually we want pitch hold, don't we? We want the yaw dampener on. How do we get pitch hold? Can't remember. Is it not IAS? No, Mads, I am not on VATSIM. Not with this thing. So, just check my the way we're going. Straight out, straight across, and then to the right. Oh, there it is. There's the end of the runway. So what I want heading, select low, LNAV blue, and pitch hold. Oh, I know why. We've not actually selected an altitude. What is the SID? Initial climb altitude of this? 130. Basic mistake. Oh, I remember now. I get RSI when I have to use the bugs on this thing. There. There we go. Socratek, have I checked the reverse settings for this? They've changed the key bindings for this last update. No. Taxis very well though with the rudder pedals, this thing. Far better than the Airbus. I know we're not on VATSIM tonight, but there's quite a bit to be said for how good FSLTL traffic is. Right, that approach path looks clear to me. Maybe for once FSLTL is using... Oh, it's not FSLTL, it's not their fault. But maybe Azobo is using the right runways for landing and departures. Having said that, we could quite easily take off and end up crashing into an arriving aircraft. There we go, runway 7. Okay, so we're now going to go. So if we pop that on here, we want transponder to on TCAS to TA. I'll pop that onto auto actually, and then hopefully we should be ready to go. Let's get our lights on then. I do need to find the controls for the lights on here. It's getting too dark. Can't see it. Custom lock and just check to your config now. Perfect. No alarms. That's good enough for me. Let's roll. That wasn't bad. We've been live for an hour. We're about to take off. That's pretty quick for me in a non-Airbus aircraft. Sorry if I have missed any questions or comments, guys, whilst I've been setting this up. Oh, you're quite right. Do I need to turn that off? The engine starts. Do I need to pop that back to off? Done that now. Looks like some nice cumulus clouds ahead of us anyway. Alright, ladies and gents, let's see if we can get a decent takeoff then. The last time I flew this, it used to rotate well before V1, etc. So let's see what happens this time. Let's go. Now remind me, we need to put the power levers up to the white notch, isn't it? So that goes up to there. Oh, yeah, it's rotating well before. Oh, and we've landed.
Positive rate for gear up.
Gears up. Not quite sure what the flight director is looking at. It's wanting us to lower the nose somewhat. Okay, can we engage our autopilot? Yes, there we are. Okay, so if we now set this to IAS, it should... We can clean up, we're above the flap speed, so let's clean that up. And what do we climb at? Is it 170 in this aircraft, I think? So if we target 170, it should climb 13,000 feet. Turn coming up. A says turn the dial to climb mode. I thought you climbed IAS in this aircraft. So now do we need to set this to climb power, don't we? That goes there. I think we've just lost the sun as well. Looks pretty neat though. AP84, we're in Toga, need to select climb. Does this aircraft have a reduced thrust, kind of like a flex or derated thrust, however you want to refer to it? Christian, better losing the sun than an engine. Well, that's true. AP84, no it doesn't. That's fair enough, that's one less thing to have to worry about then, isn't it? Right, so as we've no air traffic control, let's just climb all the way up to our cruise, which is going to be flight level 200. And how do we set standard pressure? Can we... do we pull for standard? Yeah, there we go. That's that set. Hey, beautiful. In some of the max flight levels around 180. Is that right? That's interesting. clearly the dispatchers today didn't know that. Right, okay. Guys, guide me to the lights for this aircraft because it's starting to get very dark and I'm struggling to see anything. AP84, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go fly 180. You seem to know a lot about this aircraft. Are you an enthusiast, or do you have some better knowledge than just that? Okay, flight 180 it is. I've got that set. Use a head torch. Well, you can do that in Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, can't you? Sean, the overhead panel lights are the knobs right below where the thrust levers and gust like are. Oh, are they? Well, this one here. Really? Oh, hang on. Ah, there we are. I'm going to turn those all the way up. Is that any better? Oh, right, I can see them now. And the main panel lights. Perfect. Hey, Antrak, good evening. What always catches me about this aircraft, of course, is there's no auto thrust or anything, so you have to control the power levers yourself. Hey, Liana, good evening. Christian, the dome light bothers you. You like HD. I don't think this is very bright. I think this is quite dark, actually. The sun's rising again. That's quite nice. AP84 is the wing lights, I think, isn't it, for the prop brake? You meant to put those on just to let the ground crew know what you're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll shortly begin our cabin service as we continue to climb to our cruising altitude. You may now use your electronic devices. Rechargeable battery packs are also available to purchase from our cabin crew. You can also ask them about joining our frequent flyers and becoming a channel member. Thank you.
The reflection off that wing makes it look like it's on fire. Hey Mads, bit of a unicorn question. Are you allowed to do a direct to when on Unicom? Yeah, of course you can. No one's controlling you, Mads, when you're on Unicom, so do as you wish. AP84, the guys then may refuse to load your cargo at the back because of the exhaust. Except in winter, does it keep them nice and warm? Okay, let's get our lights off then now as we're going up at 10,000 feet, so that can come off, that can come off, that can come off. We'll leave the rest on. In fact, the logo lights can come off. No one cares at this height, do they? If anyone could see the logo lights at this height, then at the logo at this altitude, then they're far too close. So already my brain hurts. Everything in the Airbus is just so automatic, but of course here we're just having to think about things a little bit more. AP84, I'm sad that you're leaving. Don't know how to do the operate this aircraft when at cruise and getting down, so that's going to be interesting. You have to come back and check what happened. But thanks for your help so far, AP84. Appreciate that. If you have enjoyed seeing me struggle as well, guys, then do make sure you hit that like button. I am almost determined to get to the point where I'm happy flying this on VATSIM. Long way to go, though. Oh, AP84, you're now on the 320. Oh, in that case, yeah, you definitely need to come back and watch a 320 flight. You won't have to help quite so much. I promise. You'll be able to sit back and enjoy then. I haven't noticed you in the chat before as well, AP84. So, is this the first time on? If you're still there, is this the first time on the channel? If so, you picked the best stream because it was a great help. I am absolutely loving the evening contrails. Hey, good evening, Chill Out Flight Channel. Celebrating 50 months of channel membership as well. Chill Out Flight Channel, amazing captain level membership too. That is awesome. Thank you so much for your support over the well, I was going to say over the last year. It's more than a year, isn't it? Amazing. Thank you. Now I've got to remember. Let me bring this up. How do we? That's amazing. I'm connected to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Yeah. How do I change the range on this thing? And then we've got the format as well, haven't we? There. That's what I prefer. God, it takes ages for this aircraft to climb. We'd be at 30,000 feet by now in an Airbus. Maybe not quite. Chris, you're already half this year over with. Yes. 15th of June today. Matt, what's the cruising altitude of the ATR? Well, as AP84 was saying earlier, maximum is about 18,000 feet in the summer, presumably due to the hotter and less dense air. I'm not actually sure what its ceiling is. I'm going to have to try and remember how to select the nav source for the ILS as well later on. So it's just changing that here, I think, isn't it? Then you set the course. We seem to be climbing all right at the minute. What we're about 700 feet per minute at the moment. So this is the easy bit. The difficult bit comes a little bit later on. Okay, well, seatbelt signs, I think they can come off now, can't they? Turn those off. Hey Angus McTavish, good evening sir. It's great to see us in the ATR, it's a lovely add-on. Just makes my brain hurt a little bit. It's fine. Just need to remember what to do. Now, is there a way of removing this down here? So we've got traffic is above, weather radar, not bothered about that, there's no weather, is it? Primary flight systems, whatever. VOR and ILS, we'll get that set in a little bit. No auto tuning in this aircraft, I believe. Lenny, you never probably get the plane on the ground. Might not be a landing, but it goes on the ground. Ace, we're setting up the arrival well in advance, including the MD, and of course its heading is a bit fiddly, so take your time. Absolutely, Ace. Well, you're here to guide us through, Ace, so that's I've got no problems. I'm not really pilot flying tonight. You guys are. I'm just pilot monitoring. We're going to be vectoring ourselves in for this ILS because I don't fancy flying the full procedure. So our climb, actually, we're doing all right. We're only 2,000 feet to go. Then we're at cruise. So that's perfect. And the flight time tonight is about 1 hour 30. Yeah. Oscar, am I using the new NVIDIA driver? No. I saw that a new one had come out, and I never update it. I'm rubbish. I don't know if it'd do more harm than good to update it, to be honest with you. I didn't start the chrono either as we left. Never mind. So Oscar, you have updated it. Crash mid-flight, we'll have to revert again. Does it not seem strange? I'm no tech guy, but does it not seem strange that every time there's a driver update, it causes crash to desktops more than the old one did? Then again, Coca says the new driver runs fine for him. Right, 1,000 feet to go. Ace, if you recall, the chrono is automatic. Is it? Well, where's it displayed then? Is the sun still up? Yes, just. Phil McDoodle, one thing people forget to do as well is update the firmware of your motherboard. Solve all kinds of problems with the graphics issue. Phil, you've just said a load of things I did not understand. I'm sure you're right, though. Yeah, I can see we've got the time. We've obviously got the time there, haven't we? So, oh, maybe 17 minutes. Oh, maybe it does then. Maybe it does. Okay guys, so once we get to cruise, what are we doing? We set this to cruise, and then do we pop the speed back to auto? Right, there we go, Alt Star, that's captured. I can't recall what speed this thing should cruise at. Right, so we've now captured the altitude, we're in LNAV. Speed starting to increase, and yeah, what do we cruise at? So we set that to cruise power. So if we select that to auto, 245 it's looking to target, I think. Sounds good enough to me. Christian, go VMO minus 10. A speed should be around 240-ish. I've got 245 shown, but good luck. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right, well, now we're at cruise. We should be sitting pretty for a little while then, shouldn't we? At least that's my plan. I'm just going to sit here, chat with you guys. Enjoy the scenery, enjoy the views. And that actually is quite a nice view. A twilight stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, just to let you know, we've reached our cruise level. It's looking like we will be slightly behind schedule when we arrive at our destination due to our late departure, but we will be doing our best to make up as much time as possible to minimise any disruption to your journey. As a cabin crew make their way around the aircraft, please make sure the aisles are clear of any items, and I invite you to please sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
It wasn't a real Messerschmitt, was it, Christian? Speed still continuing to climb, okay, so that's fine. Oh, that looks great. Don't you think? And with FSLTL filling the skies with traffic as well. Vihan Dave, I can judge my own landings. It's not going to be good in this thing, let me tell you. Chocolate, was that Dark Fury doing the announcement? I could do that, couldn't I? We could get some of the top channel members to record some of the PAs. Can you imagine? That'd be awesome. Right, well, as for reaching 240, I think that's a no-no, isn't it? 200 is it. So, what time should we be there then? Let's have a little look. About 21-25 hours. That's about an hour away, isn't it? About an hour and 10 minutes. Hey, Lee JC, how you doing? Dark Fury, you can't say that. We might actually have blind passengers on our aircraft. Yeah, no point putting the weather radar on. What is the point? There is nothing around again. So just keep an eye on that speed. It's, yeah, it's fine, isn't it? We can leave everything where it is. So, is there a way through the box then? I don't think there is a way to get weather and stuff like that, is there? Right, so that's our flight map. There's our top of descent, so we'll keep an eye on that. We might do our own calculations just to see if that is indeed accurate. So let's have a look then at the arrival, just because I don't want to kind of let the aircraft get ahead of us here. So Dolly 1 Charlie arrival, the speed constraint, that takes us essentially straight to Cardiff CDF. Now I got rid of that veer, so oh, actually it's going Exmoor CDF, that's fine. So what we're going to do then is probably from Exmoor we'll make a right hand turn, bring ourselves in. So Fox 30 Zulu, is that in there? Yes it is, look. So yeah, essentially we could almost just go direct there, couldn't we? Bring ourselves in and do it that way. Platform altitude 2,200 feet. That's in there, so that's fine. That's all good. Got 7,000 feet in the box for CDF. So what if then we just update that? Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in, and then how do we? There is a way to scroll through the flight plan. It might not like that actually. So if I go next, no, it's not that. Hang on. Is it that one? Yes. Right, and then if we zoom in down here. Yeah, so I reckon then if after Exmoor we get rid of CDF, so can we do that? Is it clear? Get rid of that. There we are, that looks better. And execute. That'll update where our top of descent is, and that should then make a little bit more sense. That's fine. I will take that. Ascot, identify the airfield. Probably you might end up at RAF St. Athan, 5 miles to the east. I would hope that the ILS frequency would be accurate enough to ensure that doesn't happen. Christian, that McDo looks familiar. It's nice. It's Airbus, isn't it? It's just a slightly clunkier version of the MCDU from Airbus. Yeah, quite right. So the ILS frequency, let's get that set up and all the other stuff now. So it is 110.7. That's 110.70 and enter that. So that should be picking up the ILS when we get there. The course is 297, we'll pop that in when we go. Airfield altitude is 213, so 200 and 220. Where do we set the landing elevation? Is that done over here? How do we set that? If so, where does it display it as well? That's the cabin pressure, I don't want to do that. How do we select the landing elevation, anybody? The decision altitude is going to be 413. So it's 413, then 420. Sure, landing elevation is automatic. Oh, is it? Oh, fair enough. Right, why is decision height and MDA flashing at me? A, set the MD knob on the first officer's side. Oh, so you've got to do it both sides. Hang on then. I guess that would make sense. So you've both got the same minimums, wouldn't it? Why won't it let me set it? Ah, there we are. Thank you very much. I do think things like that should be linked. There might be a way to link it. Maybe we just need to fly this aircraft for a month. see if we can get used to it. And you just see the coastline there as well of France. It's a very indirect route. This, and it's pretty much the sort of very similar to the real route that this aircraft takes when it flies this, because this is a real world route.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to commence service of hot drinks and alcoholic beverages. Please assist us by ensuring your tray tables are down and that the aisles are kept clear of bags. Our drinks menu can be found in the pocket in front of you. We serve a variety of local and international coffees, teas, beers, wines, and spirits. Please note that alcoholic drinks will not be served to those under 18 years of age.
Flight Fanit on Twitch flew Paris to Cardiff last year with Vueling. Vueling is you think Vueling is the best low-cost carrier in Europe? Do they class themselves as low-cost Vueling? Dan Vosa, yeah, thank you for your help, mate. So, do we fly over? I don't think we fly over. Where's my map gone? Oh, that's interesting. Oh well. Not sure if we fly over the Channel Islands on this. It's going to be close, that's for sure. Chris Shaw, Vueling livery is one of your faves. It is a nice looking livery. It looks very nice in the simulator as well. I'm not sure if we've ever done a Vueling flight. So now is a great chance to grab yourselves those teas, coffees, biscuits, crisps, whatever you want. Vihan Dave, enjoying your coffee for the evening. I think beer is probably a better... it's going to be what I'm going to be enjoying once we've landed, if we land. Legend Dog Fury, do we get caramel wafers? Oh no, it's not Logan Air. Do you get haggis on Logan Air? So what I'd be doing now, if we were flying sort of like an Airbus, you know, would be, I'd be looking at en route weathers. I'd be doing a fuel check, which is what we could do. We've just passed, where the hell's that? Galbo. What fuel did we take? We took 2.5 tons, didn't we? So 300 kilogram extra. Plus the contingency. It's 56 kilogram is the contingency. Let's call it 2.5 ton. So two and a half tons what we took. So let's call it 300. Yeah. We just passed Galbo. So 1.8 is what we should have. How much fuel do we currently have on board? We've got 2 tons, so that's fine. Is there? Oh, because I'm not familiar with this aircraft. Is there a way of you know, getting METARs using ACARs or that kind of thing for this? Christian, good night, mate. Hope you are. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, at least getting up early means you get to finish early, right? John, could we fly from Cardiff to Alicante with fueling? Well, that's one of the things I want to check out is this this scenery. I've not seen Cardiff Airport in the simulator, so we'll check out what that looks like. Kevin doesn't even have a sim brief import. Hopefully they add it. Well, Kevin, do you know what? That might be realistic. I'm no ATR pilot, but maybe they can't uplink their flight plans like you can in Airbus. Right, so we're in cruise at the moment. Estimated time arrival is 1 hour and 6 minutes. Is it? Oh no, that's at Birmingham. 53 minutes to Cardiff. Fine. So the approach then, let's see, transition altitude at Cardiff, 6,000 feet. QNH at Cardiff, no idea. And then we need to get our approach speeds, don't we? Which, do we get that from the performance? So runway kit should be dry. Compute it with no reverse. And that will be 109. 109, 109. And a flat full landing. Okay, I think that's all done. See, this is why you guys are great, because if I need to get a you're effective on my PMs. If I need someone to hop on the radio, so to speak, and grab me the METAR, you guys can do that. So if someone can give me the full METAR, that would be great for Cardiff. Jack says you can import from SimBrief. Andrew also says you can import a SimBrief flight plan, works in a similar way to the CRJ. Oh, Andrew, we don't talk about the CRJ on this channel. It's a sore subject. It's now my CRJ has now got plants growing out of it. Christian, thank you so much. So wind is 310 at 7. Not 310 at 3. What did I enter that wrong? 310 at 7. Nope. It doesn't like that. Why doesn't it like that? Do I need to update it here? 310 at 7. That's strange. Okay. Okay, you have to enter the gusts as well if there's any gusts, so no gusts. Oh, so if I'd have gone 310, 7 and 0. Right, fine. QNH is 1019. Thank you, Tyler, as well for getting me that. And there we go then, so VAP is 109. Liana letting the CRJ win me over. Oh, Liana, the CRJ has defeated me months ago. Years ago. Lemon and Amvosa as well, guys. Thank you so much for grabbing me that metal. Susie, quick question. How do you select the right model and speeds to improve with 32GB of RAM with only 2 slots for the sticks? Oh my word, Susie, you're asking the wrong guy. Yeah, Dark Fury has replied to you. He's the guy you need to speak to. He's my MOC. For anyone that doesn't know, the legend Dark Fury built me my PC, so he's definitely the guy to go to. Hey, Woodcut83, thank you so much for the follow. Good to see you on board, mate. Right, won't be long before we're over the sea. And then if something goes wrong, well, then we've all had it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our cabin crew will be around shortly to commence our hot meal and snack service. Please ensure that your tray tables are in the down position. To assist our cabin crew, please keep the aisles free of bags and any other items you may have. The food and snacks menu can be found in the back pocket of the seat in front of you. There is also a children's selection of food and healthy snacks available. Please dispose of any rubbish you may have in the bag provided at the ends of the aisles. We accept payment in cash, credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
And Woodcut83 with the Prime sub. Thank you so much, mate. Good to see you. Hope you've had a good Thursday. Tomorrow it's Friday, then it's the weekend. What's everybody got planned? Anything nice? J-Hog, Dark Fury's coming to fix your PC. J-Hog, I've never known anyone break their PC as many times as you do. I think you've installed Microsoft Flight Simulator 43 times. Dan Vosa, flight simming. That's this weekend's plan. Good plan. Woodcut83, I mean, I absolutely recognised you as a follower already. Says he seems to have 2 accounts on my phone tonight, already subbed when using the PC, so no idea why it's giving you another account. Fezbear, going to do some simming, not sure where. Oh, I could give you some suggestions, depending on what kind of aircraft you like to fly and duration and part of the world. Susie, you'll be burning all your school books because you'll be done by Tuesday. I remember doing that. I only burnt the books that I wasn't interested in. We had a barbecue. Cookie, you're going to do a nice long haul in the headwind at the weekend. How long haul are you thinking of doing? What about Reunion Island up to Paris? That's about 10-11 hours. Fezbearer, Phoenix looking at Asia. Okay. In and out of Jakarta is always a good one. Hong Kong, Singapore, those kind of things. Ace Airstream says the first Ashes test starts tomorrow. Trust my son will be watching. Probably not, Ace. He's the kind of guy that likes to do rather than watch. Kieran Stevens, good evening. Kieran says this is his first time on stream. Well, Kieran, welcome. You join me on an aircraft that I don't know how to fly, so don't judge me too harshly. You have to come back when we're flying the Airbus. Back when we're on the 320 doing a real ops flight. Tonight, we're just pointing, shooting, hoping for the best, really. Coca, the Condor A330 Frankfurt to Mali, since you're German obsessed with the Condor. Are you going to have the nice wrapped livery as well, Coca, for the flight? Kevin, you're off to Kerry for a couple of weeks on Sunday, so you will be packing. You personally, Kevin, or your other half? My wife is the packer in our house. She basically packs everything and says, whatever you want, throw it on the bed. That'll do. Right, so the French coastline is beneath us. We're about to leave that. Eliana, just a 2 quiet 3 weeks for you and the dog, no housemate. Is that a good thing, Liana? I like my own company. I was an only child, so I got used to it. I've always liked my own company. Not quite sure how I ended up in a household of 6 now. Woodcut, you want to fly Europe? No idea why. There's lots of the world to discover, but pretty much stick to Europe for real ops, Eurowingo and EasyJet route. I think it's because maybe we're just familiar with what we know. I do like flying in America though, just because it's completely different. Everything looks different in America. The satellite imagery there is brilliant as well. So yeah, some American flights. Don't mind doing those. We do those specials sometimes. Kevin, you're the kind of person that packs a week before he goes away, but then gets paranoid and then repacks it all. Oscar, do my kids watch the stream? Only if I force them to. Coca, the last time you got a crash to desktop on the approach after a 10-hour flight in the headwind. Coca, make sure you are not running Simbridge. Don't run Simbridge. It's got a memory leak, so has been known to cause issues at the moment. Susie, your landing was 10 FPM today. That's dangerous. It's too soft, that mate. You wanted to be a little bit firmer than that. So as we've got FSLTL traffic running in the background, which I just think for freeware is incredible. If people pull up Flight Radar 24 now, see if there's anything knocking about Cardiff. And it'll be interesting to see if it's there when we get there. Hey Dan, Nolex, you're home. Back in time so I can do the dishes before she comes home. Vihan Dave, what's the smoothest landing I've ever had? No idea. Probably something really ridiculous like +10. The ground came up to meet me and I stayed still. Right turn should be coming up pretty soon. I think we are over the Channel Islands in a minute. Yeah, here it comes. So, just for practice, what I might do, I'm not going to enable it, but I just want to see how we do a hold in this thing. Because we are going to get it on VATSIM. We're going to need to know how to hold. Goodbye, France. Au revoir. I've got no traffic currently around Cardiff except some helicopters. I don't think FSLTL does helicopters at the moment, sadly. Sunwings landed at Cardiff 15 minutes ago, Tyler. Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, so is lateral revisions just the same in this aircraft? So if we're going to hold at BHD, holding inbound course, left turn. Oh, that's fair enough, and execute. Yeah. Oh, it's so easy, isn't it? So easy. Right, top of descent is shown there, which is between BHD and Dorley, so that's fair enough. Echo Heavier, can I let you know what bugs I found in the ATR? Not really, because I'm not familiar with the ATR enough to know if things are a bug or if that's just actually how it works. Kevin says that Ryanair due into Cardiff in about an hour. Dan will be delighted if we hang on. Oh, their pilots will be programming the flap rings. Ms. Rotter is watching the stream whilst making ravioli. Nice. Is that batch cooking for later as well? How do we get the terrain radar on this thing? Is that... Yeah, how do we do this? TCAS, transponder, that's set. How do we also set TCAS to below? That's set to TCAS above at the minute. That's the weather radar, don't need that. Oh, navigation display overlay. Ah, terrain. Airports. Oh, there we are. That's nice. That's better. We want traffic to below now as well. I don't see any terrain radar coming on though. It's got Jersey beneath us. See any aircraft at Jersey? Oh wow, look at the lighthouse down there. And look at the oh, I've never seen that before. Never seen the reflection off the water. How incredible is that? I'm going to miss my top of descent. I'm just going to sit and watch that. Has anybody seen that before? Jeez, that is incredible. It's actually lighting up the terrain as well, see it? Microsoft Flight Simulator has been out nearly 3 years and we're still finding new things that make us go, wow. I'm glad this is impressing you guys as well, not just me. Oh, the bulb got stuck then for a moment. Don't know if anybody else saw that. Kevin, there's a citation passing above us. Is that on its way to Madrid out of Oxford? I'm not sure it's that good. No, I've not got anything that I can see. There's another one down there, look. That is brilliant. Lemon says it's confirmed Gavin is already flying with Flight Sim 2024 beta version. Tell you what, if ever the opportunity came, the first thing I'd be doing is throwing in all the mods to check they worked. Look at that, there's another lighthouse there in the distance. Never seen these before. Ace says, once made a great time-lapse video of the tide in that bay just below you. Flight Simulator, some great lighthouses. Found Bishop's Rock recently with a performing whale nearby on the Isle of Scilly. You don't mean you performed a time-lapse video in Microsoft Flight Simulator, do you, Ace? The tides don't go in and out in Microsoft Flight Simulator because that really would be next level. Maybe that'll be in 2024. Right, so let's confirm what we're going to get down to. I need to sort this out, don't I? So when we get to our top of descent, then I think the plan will be we'll get down to 6,000 feet, which is transition altitude, and the way to do that is can we do that in VNAV? I mean, it's got it, so it'd be nice to see. If not, we can just do that in IAS and we'll manage it ourselves. Looks like we never did get any faster than 202 knots either. How do we get rid of this checklist? I'm presuming that checklist's not there in the real world, is it? Is it possible to get rid? We just clear it. Procedure pending. Oh, fair enough. Stick with that. Ace, no, it was in real life. Yeah, I didn't think you could do a time-lapse video in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Well, you could, of traffic departing, of course. Kevin, maybe tides will be around in 2028, maybe. Oh, my eyes. Suddenly it looks very blue. I didn't know you could do that. I thought that was the brightest it got. So that's that light there, isn't it? And wow. That's too bright for me. And that's great as well. Look, another little lighthouse out. That's almost right on the approach path to where is that? Is it Alderney? Alderney, that one?
Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage today of some fantastic savings offers from our in-flight magazine. This can be found in the back pocket of the seat in front of you. These shopping ideas and gifts offer you tax-free savings, with many items not available anywhere else and exclusive to you during your flight today. Our cabin crew will be around shortly to also offer you the chance to purchase airline lottery tickets. There is a chance to win some fantastic prizes, including cash and holidays. We accept payment in cash, credit,
Kevin, there's an add-on that dims that light, is there? I could see why someone felt the need to make one. Jack, stop flicking switches, you'll turn something important off. Or like the engines. ImmuneBlock28, mate, thank you so much for the follow. So, I know we're doing something a little bit different tonight. It's not our usual Real Ops Airbus flight, but I just felt it was nice to do something a bit different. Hey Fly Guy says, nice view. Just finished the flight from Dublin to Gatwick. We're going to be visiting Dublin soon, maybe, in our EasyJet aircraft. Upset all those Ryanair pilots. Cohiva, have I seen that Magna has published a new YouTube series on Microsoft Flight Simulator for the ATR? I hadn't seen that. Tiltable under the ATR is a chill plane. It is until you've got to do something. Like monitor and start working out how to get down safely. So does this have a fixes page? Just out of interest. How would you... Not that I'm going to do this, but how would we, if we needed to, put some flap rings out? Should be squawking 2000 as well. So top of descent is in 16 minutes, apparently. So A says set target height, then engage V nav and it'll descend automatically at top of descent. Yeah, but like, so sometimes what we do in the Airbus, we want to get underneath that profile, don't we? And it's nice to be able to just calculate how far out you want that top of descent to be. Lenny Brooks, that's the bit you struggle with, getting down safely. Dave, you boarded the aircraft Orlando to Dubai. That is one long flight, Vihan. Maybe they'll have Wi-Fi. Just looking to see if I could see any other aircraft. I don't think so. I will be gutted if... oh, there is one over there, look, streaking across the sky. Wonder what that one is. I will be gutted if Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 doesn't have comets, shooting stars, the Aurora Borealis, satellites. The kind of thing that makes nighttime flying really interesting. Tilted, you were in the ATR when you did your EasyJet flight from Birmingham. Oh, yes. Yeah. Probably much more confident in flying this aircraft than I am. And Lenny, when you come into land, they evacuate the airport. I mean, feel free to judge my landing in this thing a little bit later on. It's not going to be pretty, I'm certain of that. So I don't think there's anything we haven't set, is there, for the for the arrival. Our minimums are set. The ILS frequency is set. We obviously just need to set it to ILS, don't we, when we come in. Pop it into heading mode, set it onto ILS, and then we can activate the approach. Now, does this have an approach phase? I believe it does, doesn't it? Approach speed, yeah, there it is. The final approach course, we can't set that yet, can we? I don't think. No. Bill Santiago, mate, thank you so much for the sub. Hope you're having a great day. Does the standby compass work in this? Ah, so it does. I might just leave the lights on for a little bit. Turn it off in a few minutes. So, am I also right in thinking that when we come in on the approach, we set the power management to takeoff in case of a go-around? Is that right? You do realise how fast the Airbus is compared to stuff like this, because what we're doing, we're trundling away at 203 knots. It's taking forever to get over there. I might just go direct Dawley. I might save 30 seconds. So if we go direct to Dawley and execute. I also feel that top of descent is miles away, is far too late, but we're actually only at 18,000 feet, so it really isn't. Liminal, new METAR for us, thank you. So, let's have a look. The winds are now 310 at 6. No gusts. It's going to be interesting landing with a bit of manual thrust as well. Sorry, manual power. And I'm presuming the condition levers are left at auto. They're not set to feather, are they, for landing? What was the crash that was caused by the left engine propeller going into feather mode, and it caused the aircraft to yaw and tip over? I forget which one that was. Or rather, no, sorry, they didn't go into feather mode. They were meant to, but they didn't. So when the engine fails, instead of the blades sort of being in feather mode, they actually turned, so they were 90 degrees. They were perpendicular to the airflow, so it just acted as a massive speed brake. Really sad. Obviously the pilots and the crew didn't stand a chance with that. I couldn't understand what was happening. And the only way they could replicate it as well was to test it by actually going up into the air and replicating the disaster. But yeah, I forget which crash that was. Yeti Airlines, Kevin. That doesn't ring a bell. It could have been, but it doesn't ring a bell. H, you think the first officer pulled the condition lever instead of the flaps? Did they? Again, you could be right. I'm not entirely sure. So, if we now set the altitude, say I want to get down to 6,000, if we now set the altitude and then press VNAV, will it start descending 1,000 feet per minute or so till it catches up to the profile? Or will it remain at our current flight level until we reach the top of the descent? Jack, was that the one that hit the bridge? No, that was... Oh, I know which one you're thinking of. That was due to... I think that was due to ice. And they just couldn't get enough lift. And down they went. It crashed into the Potomac, didn't it? Out of Washington. B1AV, good evening. It was Yeti Airlines flight 691. Like I said, I can't remember. It could have been. I have to go and have a little research on that. Well, guys, I don't know what happened there. Oh. Why? Oh, that's not good. What's happening to my power levers? Couldn't control them for some reason just then. This doesn't appear to be following the VNAV profile. There we go, speed's starting to drop now. That's better. Right, VNAV path, let's, there we go. Right, hopefully it will hold that. Okay, so what sort of speed should we be descending at then? Because I have no idea. Let's continue winding that down. Let's get down to 4,000 feet, in which case we want to select how do we select standard pressure? Not standard pressure, but local pressure. 1019, isn't it? There we are. Okay, so VNAV path being followed, and it's we're about 160 knots at the moment. That's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, we're now descending towards our destination. There's no delays ahead of us, so we should have you on the ground very shortly. If you could please assist the cabin crew by passing the information you may have as they come around. And for your safety, please make sure your seatbelts are fastened, the electronic devices are switched on or locked into airplane mode, and the aircraft alerts will also be out of use. We hope you've enjoyed the flight, and we'll have you there on ground safely shortly.
Alright, so as we come up on 10,000 feet, I'm going to get the lights on. Let me change the power management. When do we change that to takeoff? Do we change that now? Ace, we can descend at 240 if we stay below below the max. I mean, what we're doing at the moment, we're doing 160, so we just increase that a little bit now, not too much. Not quite sure why my condition levers aren't actually moving. Has there been an update to this? This could make landing very interesting if I can't move these. I am moving my physical hardware, and you can see that it is changing here. So it's a little bit strange. Sean, you change it to take off when we're on approach or on final. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, that's neat. We should have just a little bit of light to see us in. VNAV path's looking good. And our platform altitude was what, 2,200, wasn't it? So we might as well set that. Kevin, there was an update ages ago. Be surprised if we don't have it. I thought I had updated it. Now that doesn't mean I've rebound any of my settings or anything like that. So could be something to do with that. Now, is it just the way this is depicted, Why is Cardiff Airport in what looks like the middle of the sea? I'm pretty certain that's not right. At least I hope not. Angus, is this a real world ATR flight? It is indeed, Angus. Yes, yeah. Because surely this is the black, this is the land, right, isn't it? Yeah, there's Bristol Airport. Why is Cardiff in the middle of the Bristol Channel? Has it been raining heavily in Cardiff? Hey Cliver, good to see you, hope you're well. Could be very interesting if it thinks the airport's in the middle of this, the Bristol Channel. See how we get on. Rudy Martins, hope we've got floats. If an A320 can float, surely this thing can. Do you know what, that just scares me. I'm going to turn that off. I don't like the look of that. Change the range, then turn it on and off again. Let's try that. Oh, what have I pressed? Right, profile still looking fine. Jack, don't forget to set the final approach course. Yes, of course. We'll do that when we're in heading mode, though. We switch that over because you can't set final approach course just now. Whilst we're, well, I don't think you can. What is our final approach course anyway? I did have it written down somewhere. 297. J-Hug, you've got 8% left on your AirPods, then you've got to listen to my aunt. Unlucky. Kevin, you can set the course, it holds LNAV. Right, well, where is the course shown, though? Because I thought it'd come up down here. What, so if we move to... Oh, I see. If we move it to that, we're still on LNAV. Ah, got ya. That's fine. Oh, lock blue. Perfect. So, what's that? 297. Let's set that now. There we go.
Cabin crew, about 15 minutes to landing. Giving the cabin, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fasten seatbelt sign has been turned on. Please ensure that your seatbelt is
Right, so if we now activate approach speed, oh, it's already been done apparently. Oh, fair enough. So what was that? 109, wasn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land. Please make sure you are seated with your belts fastened and your trays in the upright position. Any items should be safely stored, and remember to turn off all electronic devices until after landing. Thank you.
So we're still on VNAV path. Oh, that's much quieter. I've just turned FS Realistic off. I need to get a proper profile set up for that because that sounded awful. Right, now I can concentrate a bit easier. So we're still on VNAV path, lock blue. We've not got that armed yet though, so I'll leave that for a second. Glide slope still beneath us. And we're just praying Cardiff isn't underwater. Dave looks like, have we got scenery for Cardiff? Yeah, we've got some amazing freeway scenery for Cardiff. Hope it's in the right place. Right, let's start slowing down, then we'll start configuring. It's not a million miles away now, are we? So what are the actual different flap settings for this? Just 15 and 30. Oh, how very Airbus. That's simple. Alright, set 15 degrees of flaps then. Lock blue is armed, which should pick that up hopefully in a moment. Kevin, are we sure this isn't the scenery for Atlantis? I guess we're about to find out together, aren't we? Seven miles out, and our airport should be over there somewhere. There's something flashing here. That could be the Air Force Base, though. Right, hopefully we'll get lock blue in a moment. That's Alt Star. Localizer captured. Glide slope blue. There it is. That doesn't look in the water to me. That makes me very happy. So power management now to takeoff. Glide slopes captured. And flaps full. And we're targeting about 109. Oh, speed warning. Now we've got the gear down, of course, we've got all that extra drag, haven't we? Right, let's see what kind of landing we can do with this thing. Just a bit too fast. Hell, I'm not doing a config 3 landing today, right? No. No. Two whites, two reds, everything's looking alright at the moment. Let's hope it stays that way. Just reduce the power a little bit. We're still about 10 knots faster than I would like. Trying to fine-tune the speed on this thing, it's probably one of the most difficult things about the aircraft. Speed's just starting to come off now, look. Lenny, I'm making it look easy, honestly. It's the aircraft doing most of the work, not me. So autopilot is still on, so we're going to take that off in a second. Right, autopilot's off, it's now all me, so this is where it'll go wrong. Have to remember this is not fly-by-wire. I can't point and shoot, I have to hold it.
Approaching minimum.
When you're used to flying the Airbus, that aircraft really does spoil you.
Minimum.
Minimums, continue.
$200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Not quite sure why we've no lights. And we're down. Let's see if we can vacate somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived at our destination. The crew will now commence preparing the aircraft for deboarding. Can passengers please remain in your seats, with your seat belts fastened until the captain turns off the seat belt signs. You may now turn on your phones and electronic devices. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today, and please consider becoming a channel member to receive extra benefits on your future flights with us. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
So the landing lights are on. We just not got the taxi lights on. I would have expected still to have seen a little bit of something. Right, what was the touchdown rate then, guys, on that? Let's see if we can go and park up somewhere. Is GSX going to work for us? Oh, it might do. Oh, if it was below 300, Kevin, I'm very happy. So get the strobe lights off. They can come off. Now, don't know this airport. Where are we? I think we're on Echo, aren't we? And we'll turn right and head towards the main apron. Maybe stand 12 would be good for us. So this will be our first left and then first right. Lenny, great landing, never in doubt. I'm glad you wasn't. Guys, look at this airport. I've not seen this airport because obviously EasyJet don't fly to it, so I've not had it installed before, but what a freeware airport this is. Available from FlightSim.2, of course. Kevin, what I might do, I've got the replay. Should we have a look at the replay? And I might even turn the sun up. There's a Ryanair aircraft parked. Remember FSLTL doing all the AI traffic tonight? Clive, thank you very much. Keep the Ryanair in shot for Dan. Hope you guys don't mind me sort of indulging a little bit, flying something different. I know that we're sort of all Airbus lovers, really, aren't we? At least I hope we are on this channel. But I do find it's nice sometimes to fly something a bit different. There we go. Dark Fury 737 next. No, maybe not that different. Right, so let's pop the parking brake on and shut off the fuel. So just before we go any further then, I didn't start the APU, did I? We don't have an APU. Do the batteries hold everything on this? And once I shut that lot off, everything's going to go dark, isn't it? So what's the shutdown procedure then for this? Because obviously there's no APU. Can you throw the gust lock on after you've parked up? Or do they just have to come and connect ground power with the blade spinning? That sounds, well, that doesn't sound great. That sounds very dangerous to me. I'm not quite sure how that would work. So obviously with ground power available now, we can pop that back on. But yeah, not quite sure how you would do that. Should have left the thing spinning. Anyway, let me check out. Let me check out the landing then, see what that's like. So Kevin, yeah, you have to run it in hotel mode with the prop brake on, and number 2 access the APU. I get that at the start, but can you pop the prop brake on whilst engine number 2 is running? So can you throw the prop brake on while it's running to stop it spinning? Let's see if I can have a look at the landing then. The engine's not spinning now, so I'm going to get all sorts of alarms. Yeah, there it is. Oh, Kevin, you can. Brilliant. Right, I tell you what, how about that for a landing view? Ignore the fact the engines aren't spinning. Anyway, we made it. Made it to Cardiff okay, didn't we? I think it was alright. Happy days. Hope you guys have enjoyed that that different aircraft, different flight. Like I say, I've just been a bit more relaxed tonight. Not too much commentary from me either, just enjoying what we had. So Kevin, yeah, you can. Andrew T as well. You throw your engine 2 into hotel mode. That's fine. I didn't know if you could put the pop brake on with it actually, you know, sort of still spinning, or whether I was going to break something. So I just off centre line a little bit there, weren't we? Look at the cars parked there. Plane spotting. Maybe we need to do more Eastern Airways flights. It's an airline that probably doesn't get as much recognition as it deserves. Maybe you need to put a bit of push down a little bit, get that nose down. take that any day. That worked all right, didn't it? So, what's the airport look like? Is the airport any good? I'm sure it is. Oh my word! So Super Spud, who's done this, he's responsible. He's done, hasn't he done a lot of the Channel Islands? Oh wow! This is incredible. This really is incredible. This is payware level. This actually is payware level. Lenny, nice to see him have a little bit of a challenge. It was indeed a challenge, that is. Nigel Spencer, glad you enjoyed it as well. I just can't believe how good this airport is for freeware. Kevin Superspud has done all sorts. He's done St. Helens. He's also done Exeter as well, hasn't he? We might have to try that next. Honestly, look at this. So much detail. Wow. Tyler, could we fly a flight out of Cardiff? We probably can one day, yeah? Toaster Boy, you came here to see me flying an EasyJet. I'm sure we'll be back in our A320 soon enough. We just wanted to do something a little bit different tonight, a little chill. There's the engine test centre, of course. They had British Airways 747s here for a while, didn't they? Stowed. And FSLTL, throwing in a couple of aircraft parked. Beautiful. Well, guys, thank you so much. I am, do you know what, I'm just going to leave it on a gorgeous view of this airport. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for indulging me as we flew a different aircraft. Really appreciate your support that you guys give. Channel members, as always, absolutely massive thanks. If you have enjoyed our flight tonight, it's getting a bit late now, isn't it? But if you have enjoyed it, then please do hit that like button on stream. It does make a massive difference. So thank you, everybody who has done that this evening. Our next stream, not sure when it'll be. As always, I'll let you know on our Discord server. So whatever you're doing now for the rest of the night, have a good one, and if I don't see you before, have a great weekend, everyone. Good night. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.